The kitchen and the weight room are the top two places to be when you want to build muscle. When it comes to physique changes, muscle building is often at the top of the list. Increased muscle mass enhances the definition of the muscles, improves lean body mass, and adds bulk and size to the body frame in the right place. But like any fitness goal, muscle growth takes time, strong will, and long-term commitment to the process. The whole journey may seem daunting, but given the proper methods, you'll get there eventually. Getting enough sleep is a good example for starters. Not sure how this relates to muscle building? Keep watching to know more. Number 1. Choose your exercises well. Muscle building is specific to the muscle being worked. In other words, you must target a certain muscle or muscle group in your training. For instance, to get bigger biceps, you need to do exercises that train the biceps. It can be an isolated bicep exercise like a bicep curl or a compound bicep movement like a pull-up. As far as the best exercise type for muscle building is concerned, isolation and compound exercises can be equally effective at causing muscle hypertrophy. But for the best long-term fitness results, include both types in your workout. Compound movements like barbell squats effectively trigger large muscle groups and offer more functional movement for real-life activities. Meanwhile, isolation movements are excellent at targeting certain muscles and are initially safer and easier than compound ones. Before we move on, a like would be awesome. Number 2, structure your workout properly. Next, you must carefully plan out your workout to avoid overtraining. A good rule of thumb is to do 3 sets of 3 to 5 compound exercises followed by 3 sets of 1 to 2 isolation exercises per workout. In most cases, you perform the heaviest sets using compound exercises and perform higher repetition ranges on isolation exercises. For instance, if you're doing 3 working sets per movement, limit your total combined compound and isolation movements to 5 to 7 exercises per workout. This way, you can benefit from each type while maximizing the overall muscle building potential of your workout and avoiding experiencing any symptoms of overtraining. As for your repetition range, consider following the repetition continuum concept. Under this approach, the number of reps you can perform at a given weight determines the benefit that will happen to your body. 1 to 5 reps equals more strength. 6 to 12 reps equals more muscle growth. 12 to 20 reps equals more muscular endurance. It's also important to understand that such ranges will have crossover. Put simply, 3 rep sets with the respective weight will cause some muscle growth, 8 rep sets will build some strength, and 20 rep sets will build muscle as well. Number 3, focus on the eccentric phase. When it comes to weightlifting, you will always have a concentric phase, agonist muscle contracting, and an eccentric phase, agonist muscle lengthening. For example, the action of lowering into squat calls for an eccentric move. When you go back to standing, that calls for a concentric move. According to research, eccentric work is much better at stimulating hypertrophy. So, to include more eccentric moves in your workout, you either slow down the eccentric phase of each exercise or incorporate eccentric-only variations into your program. Again, using the squat as the example, you can make it eccentric exclusive by lowering to the floor and just ending the exercise there. Take note, however, that if you're doing eccentric exclusive exercises only, you need to substantially increase the weight you're using. One effective way to build muscle is to challenge yourself with progressive overload. Learn what this means next. Number 4, aim for progressive overload. One of the misguided notions about muscle building is that you must lift heavier in every single workout. In reality, there always comes a point where it becomes harder to just add more weight to the bar. If not, then everyone would have already benched 300 pounds. Instead of adding weight to every set of each exercise, improve in some way. Even when the weight stays the same, you can push yourself in several ways. You can do 10 reps of deadlifts first. For the next set, instead of adding weight, do the same 10 reps, but perform them with an even sharper form this time. Other forms of progressive overloads can be decreasing the rest time between sets, increasing the reps, doing more sets. Improve every workout, albeit an improvement won't always be in the same form. You may deadlift 4 reps of 300 pounds today and not be able to add weight. But if you can perform a 5th rep or maybe do your 4 reps with more control than before, then that's already a sign of progress right there. Number 5, decrease between set rest intervals. Do you rest for a couple of minutes between sets? You might want to adjust to 30 to 90 seconds. When lifting for muscle hypertrophy, rest periods of 30 to 90 seconds are more effective at promoting a quick release of muscle-building hormones, including testosterone and human growth hormone. At the same time, it ensures that your muscles are completely fatigued. Based on research, regardless of rep and set scheme, fatiguing the muscles is a prerequisite for hypertrophy. So, always embrace each burn. Number 6. Eat every 3 hours. Eating the right food at the right time is vital in helping boost muscle mass. The general rule is to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner as usual, then have some meals post-workout, pre-bed, and with 2 snacks in between. Keeping your food intake up means you won't be as hungry since eating smaller meals more often will decrease your stomach size compared to eating a few big meals. You feel full more quickly and your waistline reduces while having fewer cravings. Furthermore, waiting long periods between meals can cause you to overeat at the next meal or eat unhealthy snacks. Number 7. Have protein with each meal. The muscles should receive proper nutrition to effectively build their mass. Muscle hypertrophy happens when cells work to regenerate muscle fibers, which only happens when there's enough protein intake from the food you eat. Without sufficient protein, the body won't be able to rebuild those muscle fibers. A good rule of thumb is to eat at least 1 gram of protein per 454 grams of body weight. So if you weigh 91 kilograms, then you should have 200 grams of protein per day. The easiest and healthiest way to get this amount is to eat whole protein food sources in every meal. These include red meat such as beef, pork, lamb, etc. Eggs, eat the yolk as well. Poultry such as chicken, turkey, duck, etc. Dairy such as milk, cheese, yogurt, etc. Whey, albeit unnecessary, whey proteins are great for post-workout shakes. While not as critical as protein, carbohydrate is an important nutrient for muscle building. More on this next. Number 8. Down the carbs only after your workout. Carbs are essential for energy. That said, many people eat more than they need. Limit your carbs to only after a workout. Research shows that feeding your body carbohydrates post-workout and on rest days lead to faster rebuilding of muscle fibers. Post-workout meals with carbs increase your insulin levels. As a result, it slows the rate of protein breakdown. Fruits and veggies contain carbs. Other great post-workout carbs are brown rice, whole grain cereals, whole wheat toast, and whole grain pasta. Refrain from eating white carbs and eat whole grains instead. Number 9. Go for whole foods 90% of the time. To boost your muscle mass at a significant rate, your diet should consist mostly of whole foods. As much as possible, avoid processed foods as they usually contain added sugars, trans fats, nitrates, corn syrup, sodium, and many more unhealthy chemicals. Popular examples are bagels, pizza, cookies, fruit bars, frozen meals, cereals, and sausages. Eat whole foods instead as they are unprocessed and unrefined or minimally refined food sources that come as close as possible to their natural state. Examples of whole foods are fresh meats, poultry, eggs, veggies, fruits, pulses, oats, and many more. Number 10. Get enough sleep. Muscle development and recovery require more than the right training program and nutrition. It takes time, or more like 7 hours per night to recover. A human body needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night for the cells to enter the repair and rejuvenation phase. Without enough sleep, the repairing of damaged tissue becomes less effective and can result in poor gains or even possible injury. Also, according to a study, sleeping for 5 hours per night for just a single week cuts the muscle-building testosterone levels by a whopping 10 to 15%. Your workout doesn't strictly have to be performed at the gym. In fact, there are plenty of exercises great for building muscles that you can easily pull off at home. Click this to know what we're talking about.